That's funny. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. All right. Miss Olivia, you want to lead us? Thank you. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. City Attorney report, right? Or excuse me, any adjustments to the agenda?
There are no adjustments.
I'll just make a note that we will be adding one presentation and then an urgency item to the consent agenda to approve right-of-way entry agreement.
And we need to take a vote on the urgency item because it arose after the agenda was posted and because it has an urgent need to be addressed at this meeting.
So we'll do that as a B6 then.
You need to vote to add it to the agenda.
Okay.
So you should do that now.
Second it.
I have a motion and a second. Want to do a roll call vote, please?
Roll call vote will be Councilmember Ambrano,
Yes.
Councilmember Burnworth,
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Mendoza,
Yes.
and Mayor Basil Martinez.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
And then city attorney reports.
We have not concluded closed session, but there's no reportable action on the matters that we were discussing.
Now we're going to move on to presentations. This is like in my way. We'll sit up. We're going to start with an Eagle Scout project presented by Mr. Valencia. Thomas Valencia. Wow. I was seeing Tom. Hi, Thomas.
Would you guys like copies of my?
If you want to share that, that'd be great. Go ahead. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Valencia. I'm from Imperial and I'm 15 years old and I'm here to present my Eagle Scout project. My project is going to be a flag retirement box that I'm hoping to install in front of the Veterans Hall Memorial. My reasoning for this is to provide a place for citizens of Imperial to donate flags that are no longer in proper form to be flown and to be retired by the Boy Scout organization Troop 4070. My project timeline is right now planning August through September, and I will collect money and materials throughout September and October, and shooting to start installation in October or November and have it fully functioning and installed by December. The benefit of my project is going to be to provide a public location where residents can dispose of worn American flags. It'll provide the community with a designated collection site and promote proper flag disposal and respect for the American flag. I plan to have, including any officials and safety officials, 10 to 15 volunteers. It'll include people from my troop, parents, family, and friends, and anybody else that would like to volunteer, but I'd like to keep it small. I'll have separate teams to do separate tasks, like assembling the box, which will likely be me and maybe a few close friends and family. And then I'll have extra people during the installation, including safety officials such as the fire department to zone off the area during the construction. I'll be installing a steel box. That way it will not be worn as easily. It'll be anchored into the ground using bolts and, if needed, concrete to secure it so it doesn't move. And it will be maintained by us, the scout troop, me specifically. All materials will be bought or donated. I'll need a variety of materials like power tools, safety equipment, and any concrete, bolts, nuts, any stuff like that. My cost estimate for the box will be total of $1,300, with safety gear being a total of $100, tools and equipment $200, and the box itself $1,000. I've taken into consideration any potential hazards that people may get hurt during the project, which can be handling heavy materials, operating power tools, welding or grinding, which will be done only by adults or scouts that have the requirements. Digging and working outdoors in hot weather can also be hazards. I will have water and food provided for anybody there, so nobody is dehydrated or hungry. There will be adult supervision. I will follow BSA guide to safe scouting. Everybody will have safety gear, and if they don't, they will not be working. Everybody will properly use equipment and keep the area clean to avoid trip and fall hazards. A first aid kit will be on site just in case anybody does get hurt. Hopefully not. My project is currently in the stage of getting approval. I have gotten approval from my troop. I need donations from local businesses and organizations. I already have some lined up that I'm hoping to ask. All I need now is approval from the city council. Hopefully you guys will approve. But my project is completely organized. I hope to have everybody on board and all my scouts safe. And I'd like to provide an example to my younger scouts, true leadership and how you should lead other people. On the final page of the packet that you guys got, I have an example of how the box may look, and then a picture of the Veterans Hall. In the picture, you can't see, but on the left side, where the ramp is, there's a bench, and between the guard railing and the bench is where I hope to install the box. It is the most optimal place, as decided by Mr. Tony Lopez. He said that it is the most optimal place to install the box. That is my proposal. Thank you.
I had to have a question. If people are putting the flags in the box, what will happen to the flags, or how will they be disposed of? What happens to them afterwards?
Hopefully weekly or bi-weekly the flags will be emptied out by my troop and we will retire them. We have campouts monthly where we retire flags.
Will you be doing like a social media campaign just because the box looks like, kind of like the ballot boxes where you would drop off? So just making sure that people put flags and not
Not their ballots,
not
yeah.
their ballots in that one.
I will be creating a design for the box, so on the side or somewhere on the box there will be information and numbers and anybody to contact, and it will say flag retirement box. And I hope to make flyers or send out some sort of post regarding the box.
Awesome.
I would recommend that in addition to adding that it is a flag deposit box, put in big letters, this is not a ballot drop box. Because people
Okay.
might just
Thank
ignore
you.
that.
Any other questions, comments?
Dennis, Miss Marita, city owns the Veterans Hall?
County.
I think my understanding, Councilperson Tucker, is that the proposed location is on the sidewalk, which would be city.
Okay, I just don't want, because I've always thought that it belonged to the county, the Veterans Hall.
The
but I could
Veterans
be wrong.
Hall, no, the Veterans Hall, my understanding, does belong
Okay,
to the county, but I think this location is proposed on the sidewalk.
we just want,
I
make sure that.
Yeah,
that-
I think it would make sense though to have some dialogue with the county, to make sure they don't have an objection to that location.
I would, yeah, include them.
And just so you know, sitting right in front of where you're at is Dr. Lang. She's the Chief Executive Officer at the County Board of Supervisors, the county. So you may want to have a little conversation there.
Regarding the Veterans Hall and it being county property, I have already gotten approval from the Veterans Hall to install a box in front of the hall.
Good job.
Awesome.
Great, thank you.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you
Yeah.
for this.
You've done a great job putting this all together. I look at you and I'm like, oh my gosh, why are you so grown up now?
You're not a baby
I
anymore.
know. But you did a great job. It's really thorough. I think this is something the city needs because I don't think there's anywhere else that we have this in the city. And good luck. And yeah, I look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
So, very nice project. Like the way you outlined this and gave us everything that is needed. I do have one question. I know you're going to be collecting. You said weekly, bi-weekly, but how often are you going to hold ceremonies to dispose of the flags, and are they going to be open to the public so they can witness and see how this is done?
I'm planning to have a mass flag retirement ceremony, which will be open to public, but will mainly be composed of my troop. I will retire, not sure how many amount of flags, but a large amount of flags during that. And then obviously we have our monthly campouts where we retire flags during those. So the flags will be retired then.
Thank you. Great
Thank
job.
you for this. This is an awesome project.
He's also probably accepting donations if anybody wants to help
Yes.
his project. So just throwing that out there. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm out of order, but we're still going to do presentations and then public comment. So we're going to do Friends of Imperial Parks check presentation.
So guys, I don't need the mic, so obviously I'm gonna stick to the script. I can't follow up the flag thing, so my name's Robert Shields. I'm standing here with Jeannie Walker. Good evening, Mayor, council members, everybody, all you guys here, and the millions listening online. On behalf of the Friends of Imperial Parks, it is our honor to present this check of $35,000. Hopefully that's right.
Wow.
Contribution to the City of Imperial in support of the IID Glow Grant. Super cool. I'll let you hold that one. Friends proudly submitted a secondary application alongside the city and successfully secured $70,000 total, which is awesome. And what it's going to do is that $70,000 is going to go towards 66 lights that are at which one is it? It's going to be the Joshua Tree Park. So it's going to retrofit the baseball field, the soccer field, and the playgrounds out beyond the field. So it was awesome to be able to do that with you guys, to collaborate, because that thing is kind of getting low budget. I talked to the guys last time we were here with the Little League, and they said that's like one of the worst fields because every other field got retrofitted. So that's one of the last ones. So other than that, that is about it. And it's, we're proud to partner with the city on this, and we look forward to seeing Joshua Tree Park shine literally and figuratively for years to come. And if you guys have any questions, we're happy to answer them.
I'm excited. I agree. that is the last field that needs some love.
Yes, it does, big time. Especially if we start keep putting out teams like we do here in Imperial. So
Yeah.
Cool with that.
Exactly.
So Tony, you got anything for us?
No, just
I'm gonna put him on the spot.
yeah. So no, just to give you guys an update on that. So September, we've already notified the leagues that that field specifically will be out of use for fall ball. They're aware of that. Will be hopefully completed by November. That includes probably like all 66 fixtures at the park. It's gonna look great at the end. Much needed, as you guys know. Katie, you're frequently there for your kids too. So I'm excited about this project and get it in the books by the end of the year.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Great job, guys.
Awesome. Good. Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate your time.
I think we'll do a picture with the whole council. Yeah. Come on, council. Let's take a picture.
Okay, I'm okay. Me and James are matching today.
Come on, James. It's recording. It's fine.
Now you up with your mask?
No,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Tucker.
close, right? So you're not
Jeez, oh, you want to snuggle up with your man? I'm good. 1, 2.
I'm just wondering if we can enter this.
Thank you guys so much.
I don't want to get it.
Almost just the presentation. Almost. Got a picture. Okay, moving on to A3, which is recognition of the 2026 Miss West Coast Pageant and Miss Junior Teen California. And I'd like to present a certificate in recognition of your outstanding achievement. If you want to join us up here, Miss Chelsea, so everybody could see you. So cute. Upstairs. So being crowned the 2026 Miss Junior Teen California United States title, the City of Imperial is proud to recognize and congratulate you on this remarkable accomplishment. Your dedication, confidence, and commitment to making a difference are a true reflection of the strength and potential of our community's youth. We wish you continued success as you represent California and pursue future opportunities. So congratulations. I don't know if you want to say a few words.
Yes, I do. Well, good evening, Madam Mayor and the Imperial City Council. Thank you so much for this special recognition. It means so much to me to be recognized by my own hometown, not only for my California title, but for the purpose behind it. Through Chelsea's Green Heart Project, I hope to bring awareness and support to local cancer patients and families who have to drive outside of Imperial Valley just to get their treatment. My platform is very close to my heart, and I am grateful that my title gives me bigger opportunities to make a difference. This November, I will have the honor to take my next big step to nationals in Vegas, where I will proudly represent California, the City of Imperial, and the Imperial Valley. Thank you, Madam Mayor, and the City Council for believing in me, supporting my platform and my journey, as well as giving me as this special recognition. I am proud to call Imperial my hometown, and I hope to make our community proud. Once again, thank you so much.
Everybody? No?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go that way and take a picture. Come on, James, you gotta get up. Chair yoga today. Gotta up, get it up.
Picture day.
I don't know what offers you have.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
People had school, that's why I did the presentations first, okay? People gotta go to school, gotta go home, do homework, maybe there's homework, I don't know. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to public comment. If you wish to address the city council concerning any item within the city's jurisdiction, please raise your hand and be acknowledged by the mayor. At that time, please state your name and address for the record. The mayor reserves the right to place a time limit of 3 minutes on each person's presentation. Do we have any comments by email?
No comments via email.
Got it. I'd like to call up Mr. Langford.
Hello, good evening, council members. My name is Mike Langford, 399 East Aurora. Over the past 8 years, it was all common for management, police department, or any personnel working on weekends or after hours to see me working as well. The amount of hours I volunteered by choice without pay was 100 times the amount Kristen tried to lie and say my honest mistake, and got me fired for. Um, I never thought anything like that would happen. That's ridiculous. Okay. By the way, I saw a position open for Parks and Recreation Manager. Impressive pay, I might add. Pay was pretty good. I would like to ask Kristen, who are you promising this position to? Everyone here knows, should know by now, that it's going to be given to whoever she deems uh, um, for that position. And she's going to cover it up. Yeah, she'll make it look like it's fair. She knows the law. She knows how to cover it up. Not the first time, won't be the last time. My curiosity is, how come you want to go back to the county if you're doing such a good job here? Last meeting, I was overhearing the AEDs, the life-saving devices that the city has. There's got 4 of them, I believe. I tried for about 4 months to get a PO because 2 of the machines, 2 out of the 4, had batteries that needed to be replaced. I emailed Janelle several times, nothing. I got concerned, went to Kristen, went to Alyssa, her helper, said, what do I do? And we'll just keep emailing her. It's fine. So 4 months go by. I never got anything done. Life-saving devices, to me, that's a big deal. I don't know if you guys care much about that, but if something would have happened, who would been held accountable for that? Probably nobody. No accountability. There is no accountability. Whatever she says, nobody got in trouble for it. Whatever she says, she can cover up. She can do. Nobody will get in trouble as long as you're on Kristen's side. Let me go back to Dennis. One time in one of my many meetings, I went in concerned, telling you that Dennis, I think I'm going to be next. I know. I think Janelle and David Dale, at the time, I didn't realize it was Kristen, are going to get me fired for some BS reason. I know it, and you hope you remember this, Dennis. And you should be. No, they can't really do that. Well, that's exactly what happened. For a BS reason, lied about, I got fired. I didn't know it was her that was going to do it though. Wait. So yes. What else is that? Sorry, hold on. Yes, you did ask me, Dennis, in that same meeting. You told me, Mike, there's like 2 distinct sides here. And Dennis, at the time, you were right. There were 2 distinct sides. One side was Kristen's side. If you were on that side, great. You'd be fine no matter what you did. The other side, trying to be fair, trying to be, expose corruption. Well, you're right now, because now there's only one. Oh, sorry, now there's only one side, Dennis.
Thank you, sir.
Just took my time. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
May I have Larry Howard Robin?
My name is Larry Howard Robin. I'm a graduate of BUHS 1982 and a Valley resident most all of my life. I'm currently a Social Security disability, pretty much a pedestrian living here in Imperial. My concern is the El Sol market. I'm having to walk by the trash cans. At first, I noticed that there was a foul smell. I come across from the restaurant, Mexican restaurant, the dirt parking lot, and I was like, "Oh man," having to walk by the trash can, just kind of go around a little bit or take this way, but I was like, "Wow, this bad." They have a meat market in there, and it's from the meat. It's dead, whatever, dead animals, dead maggots. So, anyways, I tried to avoid the place, the trash can. I tried different avenues. I went all the way around Johnny's, I went different ways and various ways. And I was just like, man, I can't believe this is going on. The Johnny's burritos, I noticed their drive-through is sitting right in this foul smell. So I mentioned it to El Sol. I said, man, you guys' garbage cans stink. I mentioned it to Johnny's burrito. She said, we said stuff to him, but they hadn't cleaned nothing up. So I stayed out of it, mind my own business. I walked the length of the Imperial Avenue where I'm living currently. And I stopped at City Hall, your guys' City Hall, mentioned it to them, thinking maybe they'd get it cleaned up. this is since February when the weather was not so bad, not so hot. It's bad. It's bad. I saw the fire department guy here, so I think maybe he'd be able to tell you that it's kind of a real health hazard. But anyways, so I actually tried to, mind my own business, stay out of it. But it's all the way to where I walk around, all the way across the parking lot, right to the front door of that place, that business. And so, anyways, so conclusion: no business should be allowed to violate state environmental protection laws. And solution: put a stop to it, get it cleaned up, and make sure that it stays cleaned up. So just to let you know that a lot of people, their kids, from Brawley, Johnny's Burritos, everybody, their kids, everybody, the kids that are in there. But the one thing that concerned me the most was Johnny's Burritos. Their customers are sitting like 15 feet away from this real foul smell, and it's bad. It's bad. So it needs to be cleaned up. I don't know how you guys are gonna, the state environmental protection in El Centro, but
Thank you, sir.
Dennis, can we have someone look into that?
I'm sorry?
Can we have someone look into that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's something our code enforcement can handle.
Perfect.
Oh, let's put them on there.
is there any way I could just say one thing? If a person, to get in your car and drive through there or something, but if you get on foot and you walk the distance between like 25 feet in Johnny Burrito's parking lot, trash can, and walk to their front door through that alley, smell all of it.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gonzalez, Isaiah.
Isaiah Gonzalez, 315 Butterfield. I came last week and reported another city employee that still, about when I got the email from Janelle, I think I had like 5 days to clear out my stuff. Your city employee still has his stuff there. It's been 2 weeks. So, I mean, that's just pointing out obvious retaliation regardless of the current situation, but stuff's still sitting there. Anyways, August 4th, or had a conversation with Kirsten back in July 2025, and we acknowledged some Stop It app complaints that I submitted towards Janelle and David. She thanked me for them. It is what it is, but she also asked me to put all my complaints down on one piece of paper, so I did. I said, yeah, it's going to take me a couple weeks, so give me time. So that day turned into August 4th, 2025. Sent her a 10-page email, CC Raton, Kirsten, and Flavio. Said, hey, here's my stuff. Well, after all this stuff goes on with this admin leave termination thing, Flavio starts forwarding me some paperwork. Going through the paperwork, and Kirsten ChatGPT had sent Flavio some paperwork regarding my situation that August 5th, they called Flavio to discuss my work performance, Mr. Gonzalez's work performance. So you send an email August 4th, and then HR/city reverses it to discuss work performance when you report 10 pages of some of Janelle's incompetence, David's incompetence on a 10-page thing that I also sent you guys, I think, May of this year. So, I mean, you report things when you're told to report things by the city or HR manager at the time, now director, and then literally a day after, she flips it to call it to discuss Mr. Gonzalez's work performance. So, you guys can look into that. I got 56 seconds left. On some of the, Cubas. I'll go to Cubas. Back, I don't have the day, but I'll provide it later when, there was a situation where I emailed a vendor to buy some parts. And that turned into 2 quotes. I told him, give me 2 quotes for this amount and this amount. So I got a quote for $15,000, a quote for $7,500. He replies a couple weeks later. Janelle calls me in a demeaning tone, like, why is he emailing me like this? You need to take care of it. So I replied to the email about, I told him we needed to order this. He thought it was for the higher amount. It was for the lower amount. But then she tells me, don't let me find out you're trying to go behind my back and order extra parts. I told her, I don't care if you write 2 checks for 7,500 or 1 check for 15,000. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter. So when I know, but I'll finish this. So she can literally go buy a valve turning machine for 106,000 twice, but I get threatened over $15,000. Like, it's pathetic. I mean, everybody knew when she came on board to Public Works Director, it was going to be a learning curve, but nobody expected it to be a circle.
Thank you, Mr.
So,
Gonzalez.
you're welcome.
I don't think I have anything in consent, do you? Everybody can vote? Okay, moving on to consent agenda. All items appearing under the consent agenda will be acted upon by the city council with one motion without discussion. Should any council member or other person request that an item be considered separately, that item will be taken up at that time as determined by the mayor. And we are adding B6 right-of-way entry agreement with Ivy Food Bank. Yep.
So
Do I have-
moved.
do I have a motion, second?
Second.
I have a first and a second, please vote. You vote on this.
I know, we're waiting to see what happens.
I love it.
Motion carries 5-0.
Yay, that was easy. Moving on to action item C1, designation of a voting delegate and up to 2 alternates for the League of California Cities Annual Conference and General Assembly, which is September 23rd through the 25th of this year. Mr. Marita?
Yes, council, annual conference. I don't know which of you have already signed up, but,
4 of us have. James is the only one not going.
okay, so in any case, in order to, participate in the, on all the, resolutions that will be at the, conference, they ask that you designate a delegate and an alternate.
I'd like to nominate the voting delegate as Miss Stacy.
Second.
And you want to do the alternates also, so we can just vote all at once?
Yes, and you can be the alternate.
I'd like to also nominate, well, I can't second myself. Do I have a second for me as an alternate?
I'll nominate Robert Amparano as a second alternate.
Everybody knows I want to sneak out early.
Okay, so Miss Stacy will be our voting delegate, myself and Robert will be alternates. And Katie ditched us.
Katie will
She'll
not
be
wait.
there.
She'll be there.
Supporting us.
Okay,
No,
ready?
I'll be on my way home.
Do you need a second or do you have whatever you need?
Yeah, so on nomination for Mendoza, who initiated it? You initiated it, and who seconded it?
Katie.
Katie. Okay, and then for you and Robert, who
Stacy
motioned?
initiated
Okay,
and Katie seconded.
and James seconded.
Okay,
Yeah.
We got it.
okay, please vote.
Let's say no.
What happened?
Just to see.
Go ahead, vote.
I can't now.
It went away.
Gonna hit this.
What? No. We have a giant screen now. We have a new system, please.
It's a new system, same system that we've gotten, but it's
New
different
toys.
screens and stuff, and it's.
I hit the wrong button. I'll do roll call vote because I hit the wrong button.
Okay, thank you.
Or I can actually click you guys on here. So, Councilmember Amparano,
Yes.
Councilmember Burnworth,
Yes.
Councilmember Tucker,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Mendoza,
Yes.
and I have Mayor Obiso Martinez.
Yes,
Motion carries 5-0.
thank you. Moving on to C2, authorization to utilize an existing septic system for proposed single-family residence at 591 Brewer Road, APN 064-300-021. Mr. Mora.
Good evening, council. The owner of the property on 591 Brewer Road is requesting to utilize the existing septic tank that was permitted back in 1992 by Imperial County. The request is because he wants to build a single-family residential on that site. The request is not to install a new septic tank; it's to just reutilize what's existing. He also provided in an inspection report, and is part of the attachment. We also provided the permit from the county from 1992. The report shows that it's in good condition and they are able to utilize the existing septic tank. We looked at the property, and we looked at the closest sewer line within the vicinity. The closest one is about 240 feet away from it, but that's a force main. The closest one is about 1,000 feet. So the installation of a sewer main all the way to that, it will be very expensive. We do not have anything in the pipeline in the near future under any CIP, so not even 5 years and 10 years. Hopefully, if there's a new development coming up in the southern part of that Brewer Road, hopefully they'll install. And what we are requesting is approved by the city council, also to approve an agreement that in the event that there's availability of a sewer main line running from the property within 100 feet, the owner installs a lateral for that property and removes the septic tank at that moment. I'll stand for any questions that you may have, and we also have the owner sitting here in the audience.
No, I mean, I think that's fair. And I appreciate staff working with the homeowner to make it feasible.
This is part of Brewer, which is in City County, kind of one of those wish
Correct. To the
Okay.
south is it's city, and then to the north
Okay.
county.
Okay.
Also, we would like, for the record, we would like to record that agreement.
You'd mentioned that if it becomes available, they'd be required to hook, and then you said they'd be required to remove the septic system.
Correct.
In here, it says just discontinue use. Will they be allowed to?
I'm sorry.
maybe
Well, it will discontinue and
destroy
remove.
it or?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, because it did say discontinue.
I do
not
apologize.
remove.
I typo.
And is there an existing dwelling there now?
No, there is not.
Oh, there
So they-
was there?
I believe there was.
Yeah, I mean, it had
yeah.
to
Well,
have a
that correct.
septic tank or
So
something.
they purchased the property. They would like to build a brand new single-family residential and utilize the existing septic system.
So, a couple things. You said it's about 1,000 feet, but in your report it says the force main is only 240 feet from that site.
Correct. So force main, you're not able. It's pressurized pipe. You're not able to connect.
You didn't connect
any
into
of
it,
that,
so
yeah.
that's
So
where
the
we got to
closest-
go into the gravity feed.
Yeah. It's about 1,200 feet.
And so this inspection report that was submitted back, I guess you said 1992 was installed, right?
It was
Permitted.
installed in 1992. Yes, and the
And
inspection report was completed last year. That's
Last
when we
year.
started working with the homeowner.
But we haven't verified that, right?
No, we
we're
haven't
just taking
verified.
word.
Correct. Yes. So at the time of when they start building and at the time they start connecting, we will do the inspection. So I guess at the time of underground inspections, we do the connection, we'll make sure that it is functional.
And so what happens if it's not functional?
Then at that time, they will.
We're gonna have to come back and figure something else out.
They will have to connect to a gravity system. Now we could potentially come back here and request the city council to approve installation of a new system, or you can have that as a condition if you want to. That if it's not feasible to utilize the existing septic tank, then they have the ability to install a new one, with a condition that we have to have an agreement and record the agreement with the property.
One thing that I don't see in here, Othon, is there any fire suppression near that area? I know new installations are requiring water. or
Correct. So
fire
water.
suppression.
So you have a couple options. I don't know if they have how close is the water. I do believe there's one on Nance Road. That's the closest that we'll have to tie in. When you don't have water availability, you have to install your own system, water tank, and whatnot. And I'll defer that to the fire department.
Well, we have access to
I have a question. Is your entrance on the Nance Road side or adjacent to, if you're facing that first home right there in the corner, is it on the left side? Which entrance would you guys be using?
Can we
guys step forward?
Yeah, that way the mic is picking it up for the record.
Yeah, there's a new side canal that's there.
Yeah, there's a city water connection in the front, but we also, since it used to be county, there is also a connection to the canal. We do have an area there for the canal as well.
So your entrance is the Nance Road, that one, because there's a house, there's a
Our-
driveway this way and a driveway this way.
Our entrance would be by Brewer, in front of
Brewer.
Brewer.
Okay.
So we're the second house from the corner.
So are they going to be connecting to city city water.
Yeah, yes. Oh, we
Just
should
the
be
septic
connected to
then.
city water.
So they're on city water.
They're gonna be on, yeah,
But
on city water, but with septic.
City water, no, city water will just be connected to the house, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so the only problem would be like the septic, like it was shown. But all of that area, basically, there's plenty of houses right there, and they all have their own septic systems. Just by we were trying to just build, and we came across this, so we're in hopes that you are able to approve this for us.
How many, are there any other houses that are on septic on that area?
All of them, pretty much.
Or they all are?
They
The one in the corner, yeah, and
So-
to the north of Brewer, yeah, so my people say.
Yeah, because
all of
that
them,
whole
yeah.
that side is county. There's all the septic, and then
Oh, that
the-
was the water
this
we
one,
attached to last one, huh?
yeah,
Correct, yes, the
Okay.
water on that.
the
of
brewer
Nats.
going by Worthington Burial.
Yes.
That one is city.
Yeah.
Mhm. Pretty sure the one on the corner is the city. I don't have any more questions. Anybody else have questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Do I have a second? I have a first and a second. Please vote.
Right, two.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. Moving on to C3, acceptance. Adopt resolution of 2026-60, accepting an award of the funds from the Board of State and Community Corrections, Prop 64 grant program for the Imperial Police Department, and authorizing the administration and expenses of the grant. Chief.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. The City of Imperial Police Department is pleased to announce that the Bureau of Community Corrections grant application was awarded in full for the amount of $792,781. The grant funding is going to be used to establish a full-time school resource officer, which would serve the 3 elementary schools on the southern portion of the city. T.L. Wagner, Robert Rosas to be open soon, and Cross Elementary. There's a mention for Ben Holtz, but there's an overlap with the schools that we've been discussing that would hopefully come to fruition at a different date. The program purpose is to provide consistent presence at these schools focused on safety, prevention, mentorship, and early intervention. Our SROs currently assist with safety and emergency preparedness, student engagement, and identifying at-risk students and connecting them with appropriate resources. We look to strengthen our partnership between students, families, schools, and law enforcement while connecting people with community service providers, while at the same time being a bastion of education and information. The funding expands our staffing levels, our existing staffing levels, by 1 officer, and it future enhances the school safety and prevention efforts without having an impact on the existing law enforcement services or budget. Our requested council action is that the City Council approve and accept the $792,781 of the grant award, approve the grant-related agreement and documents, adopt a resolution accepting the grant, and then authorizing expense of grant funds consistent with the approved grant budget, including equipment, training, and assigned vehicle identified in the award. Police Department staff has met with and spoke with representatives from both El Centro Elementary School District and the Imperial Unified School District, both of which are supportive of our efforts and enthusiastic about the project. Our department's efforts will help to provide the City of Imperial with an important opportunity to strengthen school safety and support our students while leveraging outside funding to provide this service. And it's for a duration of 5 years.
I have one question. I know you mentioned Robert Rosa School. That is part of El Central School District. Do you have like a MOU with them, or what is the anticipation that?
So, having met with their administrators and their security personnel, because they already have an existing contract with school resource officers, we would generate an MOU between the Imperial Police Department and the El Centro Elementary School District for service and coverage of that school.
I have a question. So in here, it says for a police vehicle of a Tesla Model Y.
Correct.
So what funds will be used to, we don't have a charging station. We don't have anything for that. So was that discussed with the city manager? Do we have financing for that? The extra insurance, anything for that?
So for the extra insurance, it's on par with what a normal police car would be. The installation would be a level 2 charger, not a supercharger, because those are extremely expensive. And you also have to make them available to the public. But the level 2 chargers, I believe, are less than $1,000 to include installation.
I think it was 7 to 11,000 what I read on a level 2 charger. I think somebody else
Yeah.
can correct me and maybe Othello has some numbers.
So I have a big, yeah, I think there's a lot more questions. I think this kind of relates to the same issue that came with the Cybertruck for the police department. So, I mean, I'm going to make a motion to table this unless it has a deadline.
It does. We have until September 1st to approve and email our acceptance of the grant.
Well, I mean, I think with, bringing to the council last minute something that one, our city doesn't have charging stations for, it doesn't have the infrastructure set up. I mean, you're purchasing a $52,000 Tesla Model Y with about $40,000 in upgrades. That's $113.
I'm sorry.
It's a $113,000 vehicle. I understand it's a grant money, but also those are taxpayer monies, and I think that there's a lot more resources that are vehicles that could go. I'm not comfortable with this.
Is this in lieu of or in addition with the Cybertruck that you guys had discussed and then a Model Y now?
So they're two separate grants.
Grant,
So we're not purchasing a Tesla. We're purchasing a vehicle from a company called Upfit. Upfit uses the Tesla as their base vehicle because it's electric. It aligns with the environmental justice, pending and looming EV mandates from the state level. But the vehicle itself is purchased from a company called Upfit that delivers a turnkey patrol vehicle.
And are Tesla's the only ones? Because I mean, it seems like both grants, they're wanting to use Tesla, like they've got some kind of agreement with Tesla. There's other electronic cars that can be used.
There are, but
I mean, a Tesla's a luxury vehicle. I mean, why would we buy a Lexus for a department head to drive around? Same with the Cybertruck, same with this. I mean, and we don't have the infrastructure. I could see if we had the infrastructure set up where we're going to have multiple Teslas or anything, but we don't. And then, there's the EV thing, but that's separate for commercial. That's kicked out and it's in litigation right now also. I mean, I think that we could get more bang for our dollars. If you want to go electric, go with a hybrid. I mean, I think, I've seen so many of these vehicles purchased come across,
So if
Did I
if
say
I
something
may,
funny, Chief?
we have what? One more time?
Because I heard you laugh.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So if I may, we have existing hybrids, and they are the nightmares of our fleet right now. We had one that spent 6 out of 7 months this year in repairs because it's proven to be an unreliable platform, specifically in the summertime.
Well,
We
wouldn't
had
that be
one trailer-
specific for an electric vehicle as well?
So that I don't know, because the hybrids have proven to be pretty cumbersome, especially in the summer times.
So wouldn't you want to get a gas vehicle then that is proven instead of using a police unit as something, I know I have friends that have Teslas that would drive a lot in the summer and their range goes down. They're essentially like not working, especially in heat conditions here. So I'm really uncomfortable with having a police unit being a guinea pig when a police vehicle is something that constantly needs to be reliable.
I can chime in on some of this stuff. I know that our concern about the chargers. I put in a charger at my house.
There's a difference between a house charger and a commercial charger.
It's the same. Well, we're not putting in commercial. We're just putting in a charger just to charge this vehicle. It cost me $600. Charger and installation. It charges my entire car about 4 hours. That's what I can get out of it. It's a 220 charger. It's installed. It's very, very simple. Yes, you are right. We do get less mileage in the summer because of the heat, a little bit more. But I feel the maintenance on this is going to go down because we don't have to worry about oil. We don't have to worry about brakes and all that other stuff. So there is a give and take on both sides.
So you're gonna have a police unit down for 4 hours while it's charging?
No, you put
So
it
you're
down.
going,
You put it down at night when it's charging because it's for the SRO.
but when it's not the summer, it's gonna be used in the fleet. So it's gonna sit and be obsolete. Or then it's one that's down part of the day.
I mean, right now we got 4 that are down, and same thing.
But
So-
I mean, I think this is super irresponsible. So I don't know what my other council members think, but I think that this is not appropriate. I think these are still public funds, I mean, yeah, you talk about
Is this-
maintenance,
is
but
this still coming? Is this still coming out of cannabis funds, or is it coming out of this grant?
So they're Prop 64, this is this grant, but the cannabis funds that we have for the other one is through the Highway Patrol, which is the funding mechanism.
Different.
I mean, read your grant paperwork. It doesn't say you have to have an EV charge or like it doesn't say you have to have a Tesla. So it looks like something that we specifically requested. Was this approved and talked about with the city manager and the finance department to make sure that you have in your budget? You know,
So the vehicle itself, no.
no, but like everything else, right? Because the vehicle obviously is going to come out of grant funding, but the chargers, and I get Councilmember Amperona, you talk about it, but we talk about maintenance or installation. We have to pay prevailing wages in the city of Imperial, so that about quadruples your costs. Also, you know, I mean, there's so many unknowns with this, and there's so many other costs. Power's not free, right?
No,
I mean, but you know, there's nothing in here to show that's backup, and I feel like this is a way to shove through getting a Tesla and all this other stuff for the city. I appreciate going green. I wish I could, but I don't think it's a good look for the city. I think I think we could utilize these grant funds in a better way. I mean, I support the SRO program. Do not support purchasing a Tesla.
On the same token, I think we won't have to pay prevailing wages because, am I right? We have an electrician in house.
Are they charging those car chargers too, or are we paying somebody else to install those?
We would be using our electrician to do some of the conduit work.
But the
other overall.
implementation?
No, the chargers that we're putting at the transit station, that's going to come through something different. Our electrician's not going to be doing those.
They're different, yes.
But this one could be done just by any electrician. Could be do these.
Have we talked to the electricians
I mean,
that they can do this? I mean, are we getting a fleet of Teslas, or it's just the police department?
There was brief conversations with the
Could you put your microphone towards you, please?
They had our electrician did have a brief conversation with the police department when they were going to look at installing or where we could actually place those, and so they did have those preliminary discussions.
What was the initial thought process as far as cost?
I wasn't aware of what cost they're looking at.
Madam Mayor, I would suggest that we adjourn this meeting to maybe next week. That would allow further information to be brought to you prior to what I'm hearing is a September 1.
Is that the deadline, sir? September 1?
Correct.
Okay.
Or I mean, can you come back with something that's not a Tesla? And that's more reasonable.
So I don't have the absolute answer to that because the way that the grant was termed, you had to be really descriptive in what you were intending to purchase any equipment and anything associated with the grant. And so when it was described as you see it, it's spelled out in the budget. I don't know what parameters or restraints the grant itself has for reprogramming any funds within the grant itself. Going electric would be difficult because Ford discontinued the Lightning. Rivian is not an available option, and then the Ford Mustang Mach-E still has yet to hit the field, and then the Trailblazer doesn't have the battery power to withstand a 8 to 12-hour shift.
So wouldn't that just make it more reasonable to purchase a gasoline vehicle?
As a comparable, but I think the way that it was spelled out was a green justification.
But I think there's
we can certainly do the research.
I mean, I think, you know, you can work with our other city staff, but we've had other grants where we've made changes to them, you know, after the fact, even after they've been awarded. And so, you know, if you can work with them and try to contact whoever's getting your grant administrator is and bring it back.
And we can certainly do that after.
Chief, does the grant require that you go purchase through Uplift?
No, but they're the only vendor on the West Coast that delivers that platform. And there's a ton of reasons that are kind of the small justifications for going with that company and with that model. One is going to be availability.
Do they maybe have other models available that maybe are not?
So they deliver exclusively for Tesla because the big three, the auto manufacturers, they have aftermarket upfitters like we would with Airwaves and similar vendors that would order the equipment in addition to, and then it adds to the lead time for delivery.
And I guess this is maybe a question for Dennis. If we're accepting this grant to go ahead and purchase a vehicle from Uplift that only sources Tesla, are we competitively procuring this? Are we giving other, it seems like we're not giving the opportunity for other vendors or other makers to be considered. It sounds like sole sourcing.
Usually, the grant parameters would indicate a procurement process. My sense is if they've specified the acquisition, which I'm hearing is what they did.
Well,
that-
they specified the acquisition, we have the vehicle, but did the grant require we go through Uplift?
So it's through Sourcewell. So Sourcewell is it's an independent vendor that goes through their own procurement process and competitive bidding processes, and it has its own Sourcewell number affixed to it.
But did the grant require us to go through Sourcewell?
No, but Sourcewell is a procurement mechanism for all public
So you can
agencies.
piggyback off of it.
Yeah, so it's like picking it back off of a competitively won bid, which is probably more common for smaller municipalities. But we are now a member and vendor with Sourcewell and GSA.
My comment is I'm here to support our police department first and foremost. However, I think, grant aside, just whatever you can bring to us, talking with our neighbors here and there, as far as the financing goes, what we look for insurance, what this is going to be as far as maintenance, what the install is going to be, the overall for the chargers, because now we're considering 2 electric vehicles potentially. I think it's just informing the public of what the overall cost potentially can be, not just the vehicle itself.
So accounting for staff hours, the installation of 2 level 2 chargers would be less than probably about $1,500 total.
I mean, I think it's a black eye for the city. I think that I mean, we might as well buy, somebody a Mercedes to cruise around in. It's a luxury vehicle, is a luxury vehicle. And
So my mistake was, my charger was $495 and my installation was $425, and I received a $350 rebate from from IID. So I did get that rebate. That's why it was about $600 what I ended up paying. And yes, I do charge 2 vehicles with that.
well, but was everything in, I mean, I'm back to like, what, you can't have a police vehicle down. You can't have have you, like, the only thing I looked up, the only places that even use Teslas or Cybertrucks is one is in Irvine and then one is in Las Vegas. Or, with that, I was looking up the Cybertrucks. But I mean, I think, is there budget for, maintenance? I mean, I do not see how this is fiscally responsible. Even if it is a grant, it's still taxpayer money. And I think you could almost buy 2 for the price of this one.
Can we get some information on other types of vehicles? Because I understand that the cost associated with this is not the full cost of just the vehicle. It's the outfitting of the vehicle also. So can we get some comparisons on just the cost of the base vehicle in comparison to other cars, not including the outfitting?
So I believe I spelled out in the budget. Let me give it one last look. It identifies the differentiation in the cost of the vehicle itself.
It's like $40,000 of upgrades.
And so the upgrade,
Those have to be paid no matter what kind of car, but it's the actual car that I guess gives me some heartache.
The components from upfit, 40,000, 39,947. Then labor, 14,000.
and that's on par. Will we pay for our existing patrol vehicles for the Explorers themselves?
Yeah.
This is a reliability issue.
So if we can get some information, maybe comparing just the base cost of the vehicle to ease the council's mind that
the base cost is $52,130.
We'd have to consider a different car. And if we're going to look at either an electric car or gas or whatever that's reliable, can we see a comparison of the base cost to kind of give some consideration about are we just being outlandish, you know.
So it's extremely competitive for what we pay for the existing Explorers. I know they're going to be going up in the next year, but it's anywhere between $49,000 and $54,000. So it's right on par with what they're charging us for a base model. And it's again, I know that Councilmember Burnmore refers to it as a luxury vehicle, but for the use of law enforcement purposes, all the luxury is gone now, because you have to put in equipment that basically covers body panels in the back, removes center consoles that would have anything other than cup holders, room for the radio, the shotgun and rifle racks. Basically, everything you would put in a normal patrol car is going to be in this vehicle.
It changes the weight, right? It changes the weight on it because they're pretty heavy vehicles as it is.
Correct.
Okay.
But you also have a police car that's down for a minimum of 4 hours a day. So you're getting, you know, I mean, I just don't think it's realistic right now
So
for our city to implement. I don't. When you know, yeah, you don't have to change the oil, but what happens when the battery goes down? You know, again, the power is not free. You know, is the increase the power. Like, there's all these funds, like, yeah, the vehicle's purchased, but everything else falls on the city. And my question is that in the budget? You have your increasing electricity costs for charging it, and then it's like we have, you know, are you going to put infrastructure in at this police department and at the new police department? Because, you know, there's probably a year lag time for that, so we're going to be purchasing it twice.
So it would be portable, but I think bringing up the CHP building is kind of another idea, because there are plans to install superchargers for public service purposes, because people feel the need to have something a little bit closer to a police department for safety purposes, and they make public chargers available. Basically, the superchargers that you would normally see for any Tesla model or any EV model.
Personally, I'd like to see is whether comparable to, say, Vegas, right? There's what, a Cybertruck or a Tesla?
Yeah, they got like Cybertrucks donated to
I'd
them.
like to know how much downtime they actually have, given that they have a very heated environment like we do here. Like the nuances of how long actually is there a downtime? Is it 4 hours? Is it 5 hours for charge time? Is the battery or the charge only going to last, I don't know, 5 hours, right? I think about that logistically wise, so that we do have patrol vehicles that are available.
It's outside of what our existing fleet is, so it's in addition to. And I think that advantage for us at this point is assigned to this particular person that would be assigned to this particular grant, and that would be for their own exclusive use, because of the additional mass casualty, critical incident equipment that goes along with the grant is going to stay with that particular vehicle. Summer concerns are kind of mitigated in the sense that the SROs do other things during the summertime, with the exception of just patrol. So it's not going to face the same impacts in rigors that normal patrol would expose a vehicle to.
But why wouldn't we get a vehicle that can be used for both? As a, you know, we literally, like, you know, the budget's tight this year. We all know that, you know, so why are we going and not making the most of what we're getting with grant funds? You know, you talked about you have 4 units down. Well, you know, you have 4 units down. If you have this one, essentially it can just go to the schools and that's it. You know, it's going to be down charging, or it's going to be out of battery. I mean, that's a minimum, right, of 4 hours charging. Not talking about, you know, if the battery dies. I mean, I just don't think it's feasible. I don't think the city's set up for it. You know, I mean, you're on a call and, you know, oh, can't go on this call. Battery's dead. You know, only got 20 miles left or whatever. You know, I mean, I get the same thing as with gas, but it's not as feasible to go wait, plug in, other than throwing some gas in your car to be able to get you. That's a public safety issue, especially at schools.
So one thing, I know you mentioned about the cost of electricity. Mine, we did 1,178 miles in the last 31 days, and it cost me $94 to charge the entire thing, which is over less than half of what it would have cost in fuel. Oh, I do understand what you're saying. The charge times sometimes are not feasible because you need it now.
Yeah, it's an emergency response thing. I mean, how pissed are you going to be if you're a parent and there's something going on your thing, he's at Robert Rosas, he's got to go to Tail Wagner, and the Tesla's not working, right? You know, and then that's another person off the fleet. Like, it doesn't make sense fiscally. Like, we literally asked, we just passed the budget where we asked every department to tighten their belt. And we're using something that we cannot use 24 hours a day. And the police department is on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. And this is a vehicle that cannot service during those times. It can only service during school hours, which is 8 months out of the year. How is that being fiscally responsible as stewards of public funds?
And I mean, in addition, what I believe Councilmember Byrne was saying is, in addition to, like, Chief, you were saying that you've had several vehicles be out of service. If we have vehicles that happen to be out of service, and we need this additional vehicle to supplement patrol vehicles, now we're running into the issue of, if we have an electric vehicle and it's not charged, it's really not serving a purpose to supplement the fleet.
So that would kind of be tantamount to leaving a car on empty when you park it for the end of
But
the
you
shift.
can go fill it up in about 5 minutes versus charging it for 4 hours.
I mean, I get it, right? I'm like probably the greenest person up here. I really am. I just, emergency response, like, I can't see it, you know? Like, I can't. I can't. I mean, even though it's grant funds, Chief, and I appreciate you going and getting grants, and, you know, or any of our department heads that get grants. Like, I love seeing grants come in, but it's gotta be like emergency response. Like, my job as a council member is to make sure you and your guys have the tools to get there, you know, and it's not even like what to get home safe. It's not even like if, you know, somebody else is on a unit and something's down with the charger, right? Because in the summer, those batteries get super, super hot, you know, and the range isn't as far. And so it's like I don't think it's worth the risk, you know, when we have something that's proven. I mean, I love your ingenuity, like, or thinking outside the box. I just can't make sense of it, you know? And that's kind of my thing, you know, I want you guys to be able to get there as fast as possible, you know, throwing gas in and not being down. Like, it's your job's too important.
With that
Council,
being said,
yeah.
where
Oh.
do we go from here then?
My-
Table it
my-
and come back?
Can we
yeah,
table it, and if
here's
it has to be
my
by-
suggestion would be, because
Can we
the
do a
way I
special
looked at it-
meeting to approve it? If
I'm
we
sorry.
see if, can we have it where we can see if he can get a different vehicle with the grant, and then we could have a special meeting if it has to be signed, or we can give you approval to sign it with a different vehicle? Can we do that?
I would be kind of leaning towards having another meeting rather than, because I think we're getting I'm hearing some different points of view, not necessarily diametrically opposed, but rather than delegate a selection of a vehicle. I guess when I became aware of this, in my mind, the focus was on paying for an SRO for 5 years, and I frankly saw the vehicle as kind of an incidental part of it. So shame on me as far as that goes. So I would suggest that we bring this back to you, and we can. I mean, there are various approaches. You could approve it subject to. I'm kind of inclined to suggest to either adjourn this meeting to a future date or have us call a special meeting, and in that time frame we can take a look at because I gather the part of the grant that is of concern is the vehicle and not any other aspects of the grant. And so if we can confirm what options there might be with respect to the vehicle, I would like to bring that information back to you.
I would like a
And
special meeting.
because if the answer is there is no option, you need to know that as well, because then the choice becomes more difficult given the other parts of the grant.
Can we talk about both at that time?
Yeah, so I would suggest either tabling it or saying get the information. I think we all heard loud and clear what your concerns were, and then bring it back with the September 1 deadline in mind. So hopefully it would be obviously sometime next week. If
Yeah.
you give folks a heads up that
Sorry, people have some homework. Some quick homework.
Is there, I know next Wednesday Planning Commission meets. Is there,
It's canceled.
it's canceled? Okay, so we have this available. We can
Yes.
meet here if we need to.
I won't be available.
We just, yeah.
So, like to do a special meeting next Wednesday then.
I'm sorry, special meeting when?
Next Wednesday to discuss?
Next Wednesday.
I know.
Okay, I think you have the option of adjourning. Would that be an option? For
You
them to-
mean you could, it's not a public hearing item, so it's not a noticed issue. So if you just wanted to continue the item to a special meeting on
We will continue that
that
item.
date, you can request that and the clerk will have to just notice that special meeting in the normal course of.
I'll make a motion to continue the item till next Wednesday for a special meeting for further discussion of the Cybertruck and also a Model Y Tesla. I can't read, sorry.
Do
So
we have to do
both,
both?
you're asking for the other item to
No,
be brought forward that
Why
day
don't we
as
just do
well.
one?
But that's up to you,
I would just do one.
your party. The Tesla Model Y then.
Well, I think there's difference. I think there's, yeah, so let's bring it back just for this.
Informational.
Well, to see if,
Well, we can't bring it back informational because if he brings back the
no,
information, we need to be able
it's,
to vote on it.
yeah, we're tabling it. So
Okay, so we'll
why don't we,
discuss Model Y then?
why don't we just see if we can bring it back with another vehicle? Or, you know,
Amend my motion.
yeah.
Go ahead, amend it.
Can we table this item and come back with another vehicle on it?
Okay, so.
On Wednesday.
And, when you're saying, if you wanna, do you wanna, am I hearing that you would wanna table it? to
Table
next
it,
Wednesday?
yeah, and
Okay.
then with a different vehicle.
And so in
options.
that context, then we'll notice a special meeting for you to consider the grant, and options that you have.
So there's a motion on the table to substitute with another vehicle. My first motion was to discuss the Model Y, so you have to vote on the substitution vehicle first.
It's
Isn't
is
the
not
other-
the same topic. It's
so,
just
yeah.
bringing this whole grant
Bring
item
this
back
whole
to you
grant
with
item
additional
back.
information.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
just bringing this exact same item back, but
Can we
with
bring it
additional
back
information.
modified?
Well, they're going to bring back additional information, so presumably their staff report will have that information in it. Yes, but it's the same topic.
Perfect.
I'll make a, I'll
Yeah,
second
so
that.
we're making a motion to just table, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Till next Wednesday. So we have a first by Katie, a second by Miss Stacy.
Stacy.
You're gonna have to probably do a roll call now.
And I did put on the motion that we're tabling it, so that's what you'll be
To
voting on.
August 26th.
Correct.
Did you include a
August
time?
26th. That's, no, I didn't do 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, what,
Okay.
5:30?
Do we have to specify a time or just a date?
No, we can specify a time in the notice, but if you had a
So-
preferred time, I would include.
26th, and
Okay,
we'll have the city clerk let us know when we have to be here.
so your voting is to table it to August 26th.
We don't know yet.
I gotta put it.
No, not yet.
She'll let you,
Like, I got a plan lined up now.
she'll send you a calendar invite, James. Get on your phone.
Thank you.
Everybody voted? Brown Bruno? Motion carries 5-0 to table to August 26th.
Well, that was the liveliest part of our meeting in many, many months. Okay. Maybe years. Months, years. Moving on to department reports. Mr. Mora, do you have anything to report?
I have nothing to add tonight.
Very nice. Ms. Chanel?
Just a quick update, from the last meeting, Councilmember Mendoza had asked about the lines on 86 for the turn pockets. Staff has grinded those down. You can still see faint remnants of it, but over time they'll fade. And then tomorrow they're gonna be installing the signage that says do not block the intersection, but they'll be out. They're gonna do it first thing in the morning. They'll be out before school traffic even hits. So
Fantastic.
you'll see some of those temporarily closed, and they're gonna do it intersection by intersection.
Mr. Tony?
So surprisingly, there's nothing from me today.
Wow. Mr. Alejandro?
I can take the time now. I have nothing to report.
I know. You want another round, Chief Real?
I think I'm out of energy. No, I have nothing to report.
School's back.
Chief Lancer?
Thank you. Good evening. So the engine is still coming along nicely.
there's some pieces of equipment that still need to be installed. It's at Airwaves getting the chargers for the portable radios installed. So all the radios in the unit were installed some time ago, but we had to take it back because the portable radio chargers came in later. So it's moving along nicely, and we're still looking at the end of the month for it to be fully in service.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Sorry,
What's the name?
Fred. No, I just came up with that. I don't think we've selected a name.
Okay. What's up, Fred? Okay.
Kind of random.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Not much to report. Closing out the fiscal year still. We're still pending quotes for the solar panels. We only have one so far, so other banks dropped off. So we reached out to other different banks to at least have 3 quotes available for the financing part of it.
Thank you.
And we're waiting for those hopefully by the end of the month.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have one new hire. So we'll go ahead and get that up. Okay, we're welcoming Mario Cazares, Public Service Maintenance Worker 1 with Public Services. Joined us this week. So, and that's all I have for today.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia?
This week we had our quarterly meeting with our state assemblyman. So it was always good, keep those communications going with our state and federal representatives. I also was fortunate last week to attend the KEYS course, basic course for economic development, and so have a few ideas and suggestions I'll be bringing in the coming weeks and months.
Thank you. Our fearless leader,
Nothing for me this evening.
Mr. Ambarono.
The only thing I got is that we had fun at the end of summer bash.
It was fun.
It's just hot.
It was hot.
But
It's like blow dry.
we had good food, snow cones, a lot of people, good turnout. So good job. Other than that, you guys stay cool because it's hot out there and keep up the good work.
Ms. Burnworth.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Tucker.
No.
Ms. Mendoza.
Just as Tommy mentioned, we met online with our assembly member, of course, Gonzalez. I was almost at Garcia. But at the
Sure, he gets that a lot.
I have nothing to report. It was nice to see everybody at the summer bash. It was overflowing with people. Hopefully someday soon we get our own pole that's a little bit bigger, newer, nice.
And if I could quickly, I did forget something. It's a day late, but happy birthday to our city clerk.
Ah, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yes. All right. Nothing else to report. Our next meeting will be held on September 2nd with a special meeting on Wednesday, the 26th. And then we are going back into closed. Thank you. It's 8:29.